Hey guys, we are back in Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe is the second deepest lake in the United States. It's over 1,600 feet deep. I was just recently introduced to Lake Tahoe by my brother, and it is definitely my new favorite place to dive. The water is so clear, there's so much going on under the surface, huge boulders, trees, all kinds of cool stuff to find. And I'm gonna be honest, you don't have to worry about sharks, because it's a lake, which is cool. I mean, because in the ocean, it's like always on your mind. Also, to be honest, when you're down there, staring into the abyss, even though you know it's a lake, you kind of start to think something's definitely going to come up and eat me. Like, you can't help it. It just happens. Anyway, it's cool that you don't have to worry about being eaten by something. At least it probably won't happen. But the coolest part about this trip is we actually ventured out on paddleboards to find a sunken ship. Not like we paddled out and just looked at a sunken ship. Like, we actually had to go find it because we didn't know exactly where it was. So it definitely was a challenge and a lot of paddling. But before we did that, we had to check out some of the areas closer to the beaches so we could see if we could find anything cool.
So don't stop. Believing that we'll rise up to the system, that we're wise up until we standing strong again. Don't stop. Believing that we'll rise up to the system, and we're wise up until we're standing strong again. Stop. Believing that we'll rise up to the system, that we're wise up until we standing strong again. Don't stop. Believing that we'll rise up to the system, and we're wise up until we're standing strong again. Don't stop.
So for the sunken ship, we started out at a really popular location called Fanette Island. My sister-in-law Emily had been out to the shipwreck a long time ago, but didn't remember exactly where it was. We knew what side of the island to look on, but other than that, we basically just had to start exploring. So we jumped on some paddle boards and took off. It had now been like 2 hours and we were failing in our search. So we paddled back to the beach and, like any modern explorer would do, we decided to look it up on Google. We didn't have a GPS or anything, so we still couldn't go straight to it, but we had a much smaller search area. So we started trying to match up landmarks on the Google Earth image that we had, and once again hit the paddleboards. It still took some searching, but eventually we found the spot, and what we found was way bigger than what we expected.
So don't stop believing that we'll rise up to the system that we wise up.